And for more on former President Trump's gag order violation, let's bring in former federal and state prosecutor at the Manhattan District Attorney Office, Duncan Levin. Duncan, thank you so much for your time. First of all, let's just talk about the judge's ruling today. Are you surprised at his decision, and what do you think it means going forward?
I mean, I'm only surprised really at how long it took. The fact is that, Mr. Trump has a point in terms of these decisions coming. This could have been decided last week. And what happened as a result of it taking this long to decide is that there were more violations of the gag order even this week. And so I don't think anyone who's been watching this is surprised that Mr. Trump was found in contempt. I mean, the fact is that his actions clearly were in contempt and violated the gag order. And I think his decision was widely expected. These are problems that are violations, I should say, that are punishable by $1,000 each or an incarceratory sentence. I think the judge was widely expected to max out the fines, which doesn't cost Mr. Trump really anything given his wealth, and set up the scenario where if he did it again, there would be no further fines, but he would be thrown in jail. And I think that is what you will see from this judge on the next instance. I think he's basically set up this situation where he said, this is your warning. And this $9,000 fine and his contempt fining is basically a warning to him.
Well, I want to dig deeper into both of the issues you brought up there, Duncan, but I'd like to go back to the amount of time it took for this ruling to come down. You know, Trump says often that he is being unfairly targeted, but, you said that this could have come a lot sooner. I mean, does it normally take this long to make a decision? And could that mean that maybe a little bit more time was taken because of who we were talking about here?
Yeah, look, I think this case is in a class of itself. Every time we say, how different is this case from all the other cases? I don't know of any other criminal defendant who would be still out on bail with 4 open criminal cases, 2 federal and 2 different states. Most defendants would be remanded. There are many ways in which this case has not been, quote unquote, fair, both good for him and bad for him. I think in this case, a gag order is particularly fraught because you're talking about someone who's one of the party's nominees for president of the United States. And so the judge is being careful to weigh his First Amendment rights against his right to be able to attack the witnesses and attack the jurors and attack the judge and his family. So it just took the court, I think, a little bit longer to just feel comfortable with the decision that this is not going to unfairly infringe upon a presidential candidate's right to talk. I thought he did a good job of addressing that, and it's probably why it took a little bit longer. But the fact is the trial's still young enough, and he's now set up a situation where if Mr. Trump violates it again, I really do think there will be a consequence beyond another $1,000 fine.
Well, I want to talk about that, Duncan. I mean, if the former president does not take down these posts, if he does continue to violate the gag order, again, the judge has warned of potential incarceration. Do you think that could really happen? Again, we are talking about a former president here.
I think part of the reason that it could happen is that I think part of what Mr. Trump is trying to do is have himself thrown into jail for a couple of hours or a day. I think he would fundraise off of it, and it would make him look like a martyr to people who follow him. So I think that, it's hard to tell whether he's doing it to try to get a rise out of the judge to be able to get thrown in jail for a day, or whether he really just continues to believe that there will be no consequences to him, because frankly, there really have not been that many consequences to him for his actions thus far. And so whether he thinks he's not going to get in trouble, or if he gets in trouble, maybe he'll go to jail for 24 hours or 12 hours or something like that as a slap on the wrist. This $1,000 fine, this $9,000 fine in a way is more beneficial to him than a $1 million ad that he could take out on TV, because he can fundraise off of it. And it shows to his followers that he's being silenced. And I think right after the ruling today, he sent out a fundraising email saying that a liberal judge has been trying to silence him. So I don't know whether he's trying to get thrown in jail or not, but I don't think that testing the patience of the court is a wise thing to do.
Yeah, because it really could potentially happen. All right. Duncan Levin, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.